You know when you drive by a massive bridge or highway project? All you see are the cranes, the concrete, the hundreds of people. It looks like this incredible symphony of controlled chaos. But what you can't see is the one thing that plagues so many of these projects. This tangled mess of disconnected data, siloed teams, and workflows that feel like they're stuck in the last century. Well, today, we're diving into the digital fix designed to solve exactly that.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Does your project ever feel like it's literally drowning in paperwork? Do you have teams working from these separate islands of spreadsheets and emails and reports that just refuse to talk to each other? You know, this isn't just a small annoyance. This is the root cause of project delays, budget overruns, and all that valuable data that could make future projects way better. Poof, it just dies.
And this slide, this really gets to the heart of the problem. Over on the left, you've got the old way. I'm talking manual data entry, departments that might as well be on different planets, and the delays that always follow. But on the right, you see the new way. It's automated, it's centralized, and it's all happening in real time. That giant gap between them, that's where projects either succeed or fail. So how do we build a bridge across it?
All right, so here's the solution. It's called the Builterra Ecosystem. And I want you to stop thinking of this as just another piece of software. It's not. It's more like a shared digital space, a common ground. The goal is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Create one single source of truth. That way, the project owner, the consultants, and the contractors, everybody, is working from the exact same playbook. No more guessing games.
So how does it actually pull off this whole single source of truth thing? Well, it's built on three really important pillars of standardization. First up, you've got a standardized bid catalog. This means every tender is consistent, which makes cost estimates way more accurate. Then you have standard mobile inspection forms. So instead of an inspector scribbling notes on a clipboard in the rain, they just tap a few options on a tablet. And boom, the data from the field is captured the exact same way every single time. And third, you get standardized reports that automatically pull all that field data together for approvals and payments. It all just comes down to consistency.
Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. Let's actually see this workflow in action and look at how all these pieces connect using a real-world model from the city of Toronto. This isn't just some theory, folks. This is being put to the test in a major city right now.
And the project lifecycle itself, it just makes so much sense. It all starts at step one. The public owner sets up the project in the system. From there, the consultants prepare the tender using all those standardized items we talked about. Next, the inspectors in the field are collecting data daily on their mobile devices. Now here's the magic. That data flows directly to the owner for review and approval, which then, get this, triggers an automated payment. And finally, when the project's all wrapped up, every bit of that valuable data is archived, ready to be plugged into citywide systems like GIS for mapping or asset management. It literally creates a living history of that piece of infrastructure.
Now this table right here, it breaks down who does what, and it shows something really important. You see the clear roles for the owner and the consultant, right? But look at that third party, the system itself. The system is responsible for automating all the reports and payments. And that's a huge shift. We're not just talking about helping people work better, we're talking about the system itself doing the heavy lifting to make sure everything is accurate and fast.
Okay, so the workflow is smart, it's efficient, but what's the real payoff? This is what we call the win-win value loop. Because in a truly shared system like this, the benefits don't just flow one way. No, they create this amazing cycle of value for both the public owner and their consulting partners.
For the public owners, the cities, the municipalities, the gains are absolutely massive. For starters, they get standardized data, which means way better cost estimates. They also get consistent reporting across every single project and every consultant, which makes oversight and payments a breeze. But maybe the most important thing is this. They get clean, structured data that's ready to feed their long-term asset management systems. This isn't just about finishing one project, it's about building a digital foundation for the entire city's future.
And what's in it for the consultants? Well, a lot. They get a single platform they can use for all of their municipal clients, not just one. You know all those endless hours spent building manual reports? Gone. That frees up their best people to do more valuable work. And the bottom line? Using a system like this gives them a serious competitive edge when they're bidding for new projects.
Hey, and you don't have to take my word for it. The source material points out that for the top-tier firms, we're talking giants like WSP and AECOM, adopting this approach started out as a way to get a leg up and win more work, but the whole trend is shifting. Now, it's quickly becoming the industry standard.
And this chart really just drives that point home. I mean, look at these names: WSP,
AECOM, RVA. These are the heavy hitters of the industry, and they are on board. This proves it's not some niche little tool. This is the platform being used by the very firms that are shaping the future of our infrastructure.
So, when you see all this, it becomes really clear we're talking about something bigger here. This all points to a larger vision, one that's about connecting the future of infrastructure. What began as a competitive edge for a handful of firms is now actually evolving into the new standard for the entire sector.
So what's the ultimate result when a whole industry shifts like this? Well, it goes way beyond just being more efficient. It's about creating real, measurable transparency and accountability between a city and its partners. This is literally the blueprint for the digital transformation of how we build and maintain the essential infrastructure we all count on every single day.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Looking ahead, the question for every single organization in this industry is actually pretty simple. Are you building on a solid digital foundation, or are you still stranded on those disconnected islands of paper? Because at the end of the day, that choice is what's going to define who builds the future.